We are getting ready, I believe, to move higher with Hyperliquid. This is a Hyperliquid update. So smoke the like, give me a comment, and tell me what you think about Hyperliquid. Welcome back to the Crypto Mindset channel. We are the No BS channel talking about crypto trading and investing. One of my favorite coins for this coming move, for this coming continued bull market, Hyperliquid. I believe this is one of a rare coins that is going to make new all-time highs sooner than later and is about to give us a continuous trend until it's over, because every trend eventually is over. So if you don't know this about us, we have already been trading it since, well, the 16 cents almost. Okay, here is our WAP, just to make sure you understand that we talk the talk, but also walk the walk. This is it. This is the trade. April 17th, buy the $16.9. This is the chart. Let me open it in a new tab for you. You can see April 17th over here. This is the timestamp, very important. This is the signal I gave for our members, for our VIPs, for our elite traders, elite that have above $100,000, above $1 million sometimes in capital. I gave all the people in our membership the same signal to buy above the 16.9. This is what I call a tradable bottom, a tradable inverse head and shoulders tradable bottom, which is something that is repeatable, that we can do over and over and over. So again, this is it. This was the signal. Now that most of you are relaxed and chillaxed, and you understand that, hey, someone in front of you actually knows what he's talking about, perfect. Now we can discuss what's important. And that is, where do I think hype can go? What do I think, if you missed this trade or other trades, for example, what you should be waiting for? Because the one thing I don't want you to do is to think that because I'm talking about hype, you should buy it now. No, no, no. That is not how I operate. I am not even in hype right now, okay? I took a trade and I was out. Some members are still in it, but they are what I call positioning into a bigger move. But maybe you missed it, or maybe you want to get back into it, like me. I want to get back into it, okay? Because you know me, I'm a shorter to midterm trader, and so I take my profits and then I laid it base and create a new opportunity. That's how I am. So if you are like me, what we're going to see right now is the chart. I'm going to tell you what I've seen. I'm going to tell you what you should wait for, and I'm going to tell you what you can expect out of hype. So this is the chart of hype I'm going to show to you, so I make sure that you're with me in the same level. This is hype on KuCoin. This is mostly traded on KuCoin, but you can find it on other exchanges as well. Okay, you can see that this KuCoin actually has $24 million in volume. I believe that other ones, actually might have a bit bigger, tradable volume, but it doesn't matter right now. But you can see it is as well on Binance, on futures of Binance right now. So that's always good because more people can trade it. So as I told you, this was our entry, the 16.9 entry over here. This was the day of the breakout. And in my daily updates, because I create, well, not daily, but a couple of times a week, I make updates about the market. I told my peeps to add on this breakout here, and then to add potentially on this breakout here, and of course, most importantly, to add on this breakout of all this line here. Okay, that's what happens when you're with me. I take care of you. I do the heavy lifting for you. Okay, so by the way, a free way to support me right now is to smash the like button, cook it for me, smoke the bell notification, comment in the section below. Tell me what do you think about hype, because so far on my hype videos, I'm not getting almost any traction, and that is a shame, because I'm trying to introduce to you something that no one is talking about. Well, some people are, but no one on YouTube. All the moon boys, they don't talk about it because they don't understand trading. They just understand moony boony. They actually see one of the friends talk about a coin, so they talk about a coin, and the other one then sees it, talks about that coin, and then he makes a coin, and everyone talks about that coin. It's like a closed group of moonies that don't know what they're doing, and they just talk about the same coins. That's why this coin needs to get more love and more attention. But Again, the fact that I'm talking about this coin now does not mean that I know for sure it will make a double, a triple, a quadruple, a 10x, a 20x. I have zero idea where this coin is headed. Why? Because I'm not a prophet. No one can predict anything with any degree of certainties in the market. But what I can do, after telling you what I've been seeing and what we have been doing, okay, I can tell you why I like this coin and what you should be ready for in case it happens, like a scenario that might happen for you to trigger. Okay, so first, let's start with why do I like it? Well, first of all, it's a fresh chart. Okay, the inception of this chart was roughly over here. It was roughly on December 22. So, let's call it, 2 years. No, actually, sorry, December 24. Why December 24? So let's call it 6 months. Let's actually measure it to make sure. Yep, 6 months or so we are going. So fairly new. I love young coins. Okay, I love young coins. I love young charts. They don't have overhead supply. They don't have a lot of disappointed buyers that bought high and now are waiting for it to go back to break even to sell. That's called overhead supply. They don't have all that. You have like clear sky. Also, okay, you have a nice uptrend. Okay, if you can see that so far since we broke from this area, we were hugging the 10 exponential moving average, okay, which is the blue line, and a little bit of this yellow. I think it's yellow. I'm colorblinded. Maybe it's green, okay? I don't know. Maybe it is, okay? And a little bit of this 20-day exponential moving average, okay? So far, it's respecting these two to a T, meaning it has momentum to it. These for me are my momentum indicators. I use them for to see continued momentum. Now, can it break below it and go to the 50-day? This is the simple moving average actually. Yes, it can. Look, anything can happen, okay? However, for now, it's respecting, kind of hinting to me that there is strength in these areas. Someone is buying this. Okay, whenever we have this happening, you need to understand it's not your Aunt Betty or your Uncle Bobby buying and supporting this uptrend price. Okay, someone else with deeper pockets, okay, some sort of a whale, some sort of a trading fund, some sort of, a family office, okay, is interested in it. Now we know that some, high, profile crypto individuals are into this, for example, this coin and this project, because this is a DEX, by the way. Probably it's going to be one of the leading DEXs in the coming time, in the next, couple of months, maybe a year. Okay, Arthur Hayes, the founder of BitMax, okay, he is an investor of this and he talks about this always. He shields this a lot, so that's strength. They have someone with big influence talking about this coin, deep pockets also. And there's another one, Flawed USD, another crypto, a Twitter influencer, which is a trader all by himself, also talks about this. And there was a lot of talk in Twitter about James Wayne or someone that traded like $1 billion worth of Bitcoin on it, and he's like kind of lunatic, but we don't know his real agenda. Okay, we have no idea the real agenda, but all this is happening. Okay, so and I feel that this price is supported because of that. Okay, so again, I'm seeing this. This is a trend. Okay, this is definitely an uptrend. Okay, it's a young chart, and I'm seeing that we have halted, all right, next to the all-time highs in the past. Okay, so we kind of are creating what I call a base or a platform to continue higher. Okay, and I'm going to go back to my pool analogy if you don't have never seen it. Okay, let's say this is a pool and you want to jump to the pool. Okay, you can jump from here and here and here, and you can get somewhat of a jump, right? However, okay, if you go to the pool's platform here, okay, and you jump from here, your leverage to jump is going to be that much higher. I want this leverage, okay? So same thing, if I go to the chart, I want to be building some sort of a platform, some sort of a base, and this is what's happening right here, okay? This is what we are building. And on top of that, we're contracting in volatility. You can see this is a wave and this is a second wave. The second wave has been contracted from the first wave. Now, I know many of you don't know what I mean, but it doesn't matter, okay? This is called volatility contraction behavior. And I love this is happening. And I think something like this is going to happen, boom, and eventually break out. Okay. I think it's going to even look maybe somewhat of like a pennant. Okay. Something like this that is happening, right now. And we can actually let me move this so we can see it better. Let me move this so we can see it better. You can see this type of pennant. I think this is forming, and I think we're going to keep respecting probably this 20 MA or maybe shake out below it a bit. Okay, depends on what Bitcoin does, because look, eventually everything falls down in this market on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin reverses and goes into a bear market right now, everything is going to crumble, and it's going to be like a house of cards. Okay. However, if Bitcoin goes sideways, for example, for a while, and right now it's back at 105, if it goes up to new all-time highs, then it's giving the grounds and the environment for altcoins to kind of thrive. And I think that this market right now, and I'm going to go back to me so you can see it. I think the market we're going to have right now, I don't think it's good, and it has been like this for a while now. That we are not getting the alt season of 2020 and 2021, or the alt season 2017, 18. Nothing like that. This is a more professional type environment where your coin selection is very, very, very important. Very important. Your coin selection. If you don't have a decent coin selection, you're just shooting, on automatic rifle, whatever, or just trying your luck with just one coin, maybe you'll get lucky, okay? But if you don't have a skill set of coin selection, you're probably not going to make a lot of money, or you're just going to rely on luck, and you will make some money, but inevitably you're going to give it back because you have no skill set. Okay. So my belief is that Bitcoin is going to, right now, I can change my belief just like this, but I believe right now Bitcoin should and will continue to new all-time highs. I don't know how high, 150, 200, a million. Who knows? Again, I am not a prophet. I don't have a crystal ball, only a bald head. Okay. However, if we do go, I believe that hype is one of those coins that is going to lead the market. That's my belief. That it's going to lead the market in the sense that it's going to continue a trend, okay, and in the sense that it might outperform a lot of coins, specifically Bitcoin and many others, okay? And just to make sure that I'm leaving you with a little bit more taste in your mouth, okay? If this is going to happen, and only again, this is not financial advice, it's purely for education purposes, some entertainment, because trying to be funny every now and then. But I do want to teach you, okay? I crave for most people to understand a little bit about what they do and stop following the moonies all around YouTube that have zero idea what they're doing, and they're leading the flock astray to lose their money. So many of my members are people that got smoked, half of their account lost because they were listening to Moon Boys with no skill set and with an agenda to just make money for themselves. Okay, so I want to teach. So to leave you with a good sense and taste in your mouth, if this happens, I'm going to look to position myself in the breakout. Okay, $40 is a round psychological number, okay? It's always an amazing price point for a breakout. So I'm going to look for a breakout. I don't know exactly how price action is going to look like at the breakout. It can look like this, or it can look like many, many different other ways. Again, I don't know, but hopefully something similar in a panic fashion, continue this volatility contraction, probably something that will last anywhere from a couple of weeks to a month or two. I don't see it during more than a month or month and a half, maybe 2 months. I see less, okay? And then breaks out. I'm going to be interested above the 40. And of course, I'm a trader. I'm going to take profits into strengths. I'm going to put a stop loss 100%. I'm going to put a stop loss probably below the low of the day, or at the 10% loss of my entry. I don't know exactly right now because we are speculating how the future is going to look like. But again, those tactics I will never abandon. Always risk first in my mind. My priority is always how I preserve my capital even while taking risk, and only then how do I make money. And thirdly, how do I make outrageous amount of money? Okay, that's my priorities. Okay, and I know it's counterintuitive, so many people, hey, but that is how I roll. And remember, how I roll is I roll beautiful because I understand the markets. I understand the power of making money. I understand, the power of losing money if you don't know what you're doing as well. Because yeah, in my 8 years, I've done so many BS in the beginning as well. It took me a long time to become who I am. And I want to help you. I genuinely want to help you to become better, right? By following me, by observing me closer, by the trades I take, for example, because these trades I take as signals is just me doing me and trying to show you how I do it. Okay. Again, it's not financial advice. It's purely education for you to come and see how I do it. And if you imitate the me, of course, it's on your own risk, but you can do that and learn, okay, the strategies, the tactics, take profits, stop losses, and so on and so forth. And just to make sure you understand, this was it. Always look for a timestamp. Don't believe someone if he doesn't have a timestamp. Look, if this is something that interests you and you want to, invest in yourself, please, what you need to do is click on the link in the description and go to our WAP. You should join our WAP. You can go me, CM, it doesn't matter. Choose anything that you want. You have the VIPs, you have the trades, anything that you want, it's on you, okay? Whatever. As long as you invest in yourself, as long as you invest in your knowledge, okay? And hey, I'm here to answer any questions if you want to be as well a VIP and you want to actually go on a call with me, learn what I do the courses that I created. Everything is there for you to actually take matters into your own hands. Stop relying on luck. You know that even if you got lucky, you know it's luck. You know you're not a genius. And most of you actually did not get lucky. You just, magically made some money and then it went all the way back down because that's how the market operates. You're a boom and bust, boom and bust. That's everything you've been doing so far. You're giving back all the profits that you made over again and again and again. Round tripping, we call it, okay? You don't want to be that. So, hey, scan the QR code upper here. I don't know if it's left or right in your screen. For me, it's on my left here, but the screen says it's on my right. Okay, so I'm not mirroring right now. So do yourself a favor. And of course, a free way to support this channel is to share the love. Give us a like, okay? Share it to whomever, your friends. Put it out there, put it on Twitter, repost it, whatever you can do. And of course, share a comment. Tell me what you think about this. Ask me questions. Push the bell notification also. That's the way. And hey, I'm here for you. Hopefully, we're going to smash this together. Hopefully, Bitcoin is going to explode and everything is all the selective coins, because we believe it's going to be selective, are going to explode and you're going to be making, your life a better life. Until next time, no edge, no trade.